በኢቢኤስ እንደቀጠለ ነው የሚገኘው ዛሬ ደግሞ ልዩ እንግዶችን ይዤላችሁ እዚህ ስቱዲዮ መጥቻለሁ ሰዎች በአንድም ይሁን በሌላ መንገድ ከሀገራቸው ወጥተው ሊኖሩ ይችላሉ ከነዚህ መንገዶች ውስጥ አንዱ ጉዲፈቻ ሆኖ ልጆች ከቤተሰቦቻቸው ተለይተው ሊሆን ይችላል ወይ ቤተሰብ ሳይኖራቸው ቀርቶ በተለያዩ የዓለማችን ሀገራት ላይ ያድጋሉ ዛሬ እዚህ ስቱዲዮ ጋበዝንላችሁ ከአሜሪካን ሀገር በጉዲፈቻ ሄደው ለዚህ ደረጃ ደርሰው የተመለሱ እንግዶችን ነው እንግዲህ የነበራቸውን ቆይታ ሀገራችን ላይ ምን ሊሰሩ አስበዋል ሚሊዮን እየተጫወትን ቆይታ እናደርጋለን አብራችሁ ነው I would like to thank all of you for being here at the EBS studio.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So can we start with your names first, please? And where are you from, of course?
Callie from Long Island, New York. Freeport is the name of the town. Freeport, New York.
My name is Patricia Austin, and we come from Robbinsville, New Jersey.
My name's Callie Austin, and I'm also from New Jersey.
My name's Seda, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Christopher, Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Callie, can you tell me about your family?
That's obviously my grandmother. I got my name from her, but we just switched the first letter. So she's C, I'm K. This is my mother. And yeah.
This is my dad. He's Italian on my dad's side, and my mom's side is French.
French. So, yeah. French and Italian. So welcome all of you. So my first question for you would be, cross-country and cross-cultural adoption is a very common practice. What do you think the most important thing about teaching children about their roots? And how would you say would be the best way to go about it? So I'll start with your grandmother.
I think the best way has been the way Mekdes has been doing it. She's had a culture camp to keep the children connected with their culture and their roots. And we love that. And we love for Callie to be connected with her roots. This way she know where she come from.
Yeah, it's the best way, I think, to connect Callie, and her middle name is Iftu, which is her Ethiopian name, with
Iftu.
her Iftu.
Iftu.
Yeah.
Do you know the meaning?
I don't, wait.
I think it's God's light.
God's light.
I think so. And the best way to connect her with her roots is to attend, as my mother was saying, Mekdes's heritage camp, as well as taking these periodic trips to Ethiopia, just so she can see the proud culture and heritage that she comes from.
Well, yeah, I just think that they pretty much summed it up. But I think that what Mekdes is doing with the camp and doing it like year round and people continuously coming, I think that that's one of the things that I feel like connect us to, you know, where I came from, because obviously I was a little baby when I first, I didn't really remember anything. So I think that this trip is kind of like reconnecting me back with my roots.
Well, they made some key points. I can say for our family, we are culturally diverse. She has two other sisters, which are biological. And it was very important for us, even though they were younger sisters, to bring them up with exposure to the culture. We wanted them to be immersed in it as she was growing up as well. Prior to living in New York, we lived in Atlanta, which has a very large Ethiopian population. And so we sought out opportunities to engage her in the culture, whether that be song or dance or food or festivities and festivals. It was very important for us to be as immersed in it as possible, so that way she felt the cultural relevancy of being part of it and didn't seem or wouldn't feel like an outsider when she was surrounded by people of her own culture. And years later, when we found the Ethiopian Heritage Camp, it was a natural fit for us because we were already exploring it collectively as a family, and to be able to meet with other families that were sharing the journey and share those stories and share those experiences and see the children bond, and find that unity, somebody that understands intimately their journey, has been life-changing for us. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey.
How do you like to describe your first experience in Ethiopia? How was it like?
Well, it wasn't exactly a culture shock, since I'm the color of the people. And I was with my daughter when she first picked Callie up from the orphanage. So it wasn't quite what I had expected because some of the children were sick. And I was saying, oh, you got to get, for Callie, she was a little sick too, you got to get medication for the babies. And they was telling me, you're not in America now. The only thing we have is saline for the babies. So then after a couple of days, we were able to take Callie out and take her where we were living. And eventually, you know, taking care of her on our own, she got better. So it was different. But, you know, you was able to adjust to it.
So this is not your first time coming here?
No, I was from when we picked her up as a baby.
When was that?
I think she was 17 months old. I didn't want my daughter to come to pick the baby up alone. And I said, well, you can't get her alone. I have to go with you. So, and like I think I said before, she's my only granddaughter, and I love her dearly.
Mm-hmm. You were even telling me that your plate is named after her.
Yes, yes.
Callie.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
That's an interesting question because I think that obviously I feel incredibly special to be part of the Austin family. And I think starting, like being like just a child in an orphanage and then having the life that I have now is just kind of, it doesn't feel real, even after like almost 16 years of it. And yeah, no, I think that also to answer your other question about if like coming to Ethiopia for the first, well, not for the first time, but because we also came in 2019, and I think the first time that I came, that when I wasn't a baby, I think that it was eye-opening to see that like that could have been my life, and that I was just, it was just so different to me. But you know, I've come to like that this is, I kind of see it as my second home, you know. So like I feel like if when I get older, like maybe I want to like come back at some point and, you know, just explore more that I couldn't now.
How did you feel like when you first come here?
It was incredibly different. I was not prepared for it in the slightest, and I think that like the memories that I have from that trip, kind of like I like it better now since it's not my first time, and I'm not like it's not completely different to me, and I'm kind of used to it. So at first, I can't say that I loved it, but now I think I do.
Which food do you like?
Oh my God. I'd say like my number one favorite is obviously injera.
Injera with what?
I don't know the exact name of it, but we had it this during lunch. What was it? It was like the one like there was an egg in it. And
Dorot.
Yeah.
So you like Dorot?
Yes.
So I'm going to go back to your mother. And so how do you feel like coming to Ethiopia? Your first experience. And now, of course.
The first experience was eye-opening. And the first experience was back in 2009 when she was a baby and we were coming to bring her to the United States. It was eye-opening just because it was so different from America. I like it. I like it. And the reason I like it is because it's the history is here. As an African American woman, when I'm in the United States, I don't know my history. I don't know where my ancestors came from. So to see places where people who look like me have built things and pictures of them on the wall and the history that goes back for thousands of years, it makes me feel good. And that's why it's important for me to make sure my daughter understands her history, mostly because I don't know mine. And to be able to say, wow, this is the culture that I come from, is important for me for her to have that experience.
Good to hear that. How about you?
So adoption holds a special place in our hearts as a family. My grandfather was adopted, and coincidentally, on my wife's side, her grandmother was adopted, and so we always wanted to have a blended family in that regard. And so when we started investigating countries and cultures, we had immediately fallen in love with the spirit of the people. But even seeing that as an outsider doesn't do it justice until you're immersed in it yourself. And so coming here was enlightening to not only live that experience firsthand, but to feel the soul of the people and the spirit that surrounds you, and the brightness and the light in their eyes and the warmth and love in their hearts. I mean, it's unlike any other place that we've been. And we love traveling, so it's not that we're limited for experiences, but this is a very special place to us. And we were here 16 years ago for the adoption. She was only 7 months at the time when we brought her home, and it was something that we've always been planning to come back and experience. And now finally we've had the chance, and it's been a long time coming, but it's been wonderful thus far, and we're enjoying ourselves. I know I can say firsthand I'm enjoying myself, but what is your thoughts?
So living in the States, I had this idea of how it would be here, and it didn't come out at all as I was expecting. This trip was actually my first time coming back, so I actually get to remember everything and see what it's like here, and it's completely different than the environment that I'm in New York. The environment's different, the language, and all the food, and it's just a lot. And honestly, it was scary at first, but having people in the camp with me, supporting me and caring for me, has made it a lot easier and very fun so far.
How do you feel like coming for the second time? It's been 16 years, so I'm sure there are so many different things that you got to see. How do you like it now?
For both trips, it's been focused primarily in Addis, and the sharpest contrast has been the infrastructure and the environment. The city has grown so much over the past decade plus, and that's inspiring to see how the industry has changed and how infrastructure is bringing in improvements to the area. We saw a beautiful paved roadway with a bike path today, which was something that didn't exist before. And so, that's a sharp contrast. But what has remained true is the spirit and the love of the people that are here, and how they lead with that love in everything that they do.
Is it still the same?
It is still the same, and I choose to think optimistically it's gotten even brighter, because they, are, I feel, and this is only from limited conversations, but I feel they're proud of the improvements that they now get to show off over the past decade plus. And they feel that their community is growing and strengthening for a variety of different reasons. And to see that, and to see the light in their eyes as they tell those stories, is inspiring, because it's a change for the better. Not to say things were wrong before, but there's growth and there's prosperity. And with that comes hope and ambition and new opportunities. So it's great to see it from that angle. But we've only been here 2 days, and so there's still much more exploring to do.
Well, my last question for you guys would be, what do you look forward to do for Ethiopia when you grow up?
After seeing everything today, I thought when I was older I could come back and help out with anything that they need with like construction, or with just food or water, or anything, to raise funds for anything, or for education. So
good to hear that, but how older? Is it when you retire?
Oh no, probably like after college, or maybe as a job, or just volunteering. So yeah.
I think the same as what Seda said. I think that I see myself coming back like probably during the summer, because that's when I usually have the most time, and just like doing as much as I can to help. Like we donated books, so probably doing that. In 2019, we helped bring like school supplies and other stuff to. It was, what was it?
Children who were
I think, children who were just hospitalized and stuff like that. And I think that that's something that I want to continue doing. I don't want it to be like a 2-time thing and then just going away. Yeah.
So to the parents, I would like to ask, what future do you see in your children's?
Oh, well, I hope to see the future of a given person as we have given, teaching her to be a giver and to help others and continue in her education. That's the future that I'm hoping for her.
How about her mother?
My daughter does not realize this about herself, but she is a leader. As a leader, I would love for her to come back to this country and have a leadership role in improving people's lives.
You heard that, right? Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think that definitely I do think that I'm a leader. I just feel like there's just a lot more room that I feel like I can grow to become more of a leader, right? Because I don't think right now, I don't think I am, but I think that it is somewhere in my future. And I think that coming back here and giving and helping this country, I think that I will become, like, it will help me become a leader. So, yeah.
Hope to see you being a leader in the coming future.
Yes, yes.
Well, my daughter is a wonderfully insightful, passionate, and articulate young lady, and she has many interests in the arts and both in working with people, and is amazingly empathetic. You know, she leads with love, and she has an open heart, and I'd love to have her find whatever that special place in her life is for her, and be able to support her on her journey. So we've never chosen to dictate a path, but we certainly have tried to nurture the environment in which she can grow.
I'm very grateful for how my dad and my family feels about me, and I want to do those passions and help others, like nursing or doing anything that can just improve people's situations or just make a difference in a better place for them.
Thank you so much for giving us your time, and wish you a wonderful stay here in Ethiopia.
Thank you for having
It was
us.
a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Amaseginallo.
Oh, that's a good one. So you all should say Amaseginallo. Amaseginallo. Oh, nice. ለዛሬ በጉዲፈቻ ከሀገራቸው ወጥተው እንግዲህ እዚህ እድሜ ላይ ደርሰው ደግሞ ሀገራቸው የተመለሱ ሀገራቸው ላይ ቆይታ ያደረጉ ከሚገኙት እንግዶቻችን ጋር የነበረን ቆይታ ይመስል ነበር። እሁድን በኢቢኤስ ይቀጥላል።